What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. We got something a little different for this video. I've got a special guest named Lindsay L., who's an amazing artist, singer-songwriter, and guitar player. She recently had a #1 on the country charts, so big congrats to her. You can check her out in the link in the description at her own YouTube channel. But in the meantime, let's give it up for Lindsay L.
Thank you so much, Marty, for that wonderful introduction. I'm Lindsay L. I'm going to be over here teaching you guys a few lessons. Today, we are going to talk about popular chord progressions. When you start studying songs and you start studying pop music, you will see that most of them follow the exact same chord progression or the exact same core group of chords. So when you're starting to learn guitar, maybe you just picked up guitar a few weeks ago, maybe you've been playing for years, you can focus on a handful of chords, I want to say 5 or 6 chords, and you can almost play any song on the planet. With 5 or 6 chords and a capo, you can pretty much almost play anything. If you refer to my other video about the Nashville number system, I'm going to be talking about the numbers a little bit today. So if that doesn't make sense, go check out that other video. But I'll also talk about the chord shapes so you can follow along too if you don't study the Nashville number system. The coolest part about chord progressions is a lot of them are fairly similar to a lot of popular songs that we listen to today. If you've heard of the 1-4-5, that refers to the degrees of the chords in a given key. And so if we were going to talk about the 1-4-5 in G, for instance, it would be G, C, and D. And we can throw in a 6 minor, which would be your E minor. Let's take those 4 chords, and those 4 chords can get you through so many songs. Most of them are going to use the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6 minor. The order of those can change, but a lot of them use those core chords. Sometimes you'll hear a 2 minor in there, sometimes you'll hear a flat 7 in there. A lot of them start with the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6 minor. So instance, if we say in G and we were to play the 1, 4, 5, and 6, as long as you know those chords and the relationships to one another, with your capo, you could capo almost anywhere on the neck and just play the 1, 4, 5, and the 6 minor, and you could play along to pretty much any song on the radio, which is the great thing about common chord progressions. Let's start with a 12-bar blues, because when you're talking about chord progressions, it is the chord progression that you're going to hear in a lot of songs, for instance, Pride and Joy, that always follow the same chord progression. So 12-bar blues starts like this. Let's play it in E. And then it goes to the 4 chord. Back to your 1 chord. It goes to your 5 chord, your 4 chord, back to the 1, 5. And then the whole cycle repeats over and over and over again. So that was 1 chord, 1 chord again, to your 4 chord, back to the 1, your 5 chord, your 4 chord, then to your 1, and then a nice little 5 at the end, and then the whole cycle repeats over again. So that's an example of a very common chord progression is your 12-bar blues. Referring back to pop music, I'd say one of the most common progressions is called a 15/64. Now what that means is your 1 to your 5 to your 6 minor to your 4 chord. So let's say we're in the key of D. So your 1 in the key of D would be a D. Your 5 would be an A. Your 6 minor would be a B minor. I played up here, but you can always play here. You can play a B minor wherever you want. And your 4 would be a G. Now, let's use these chords and let me show you how many songs can be sung over this progression. Now, there are so many cool videos on YouTube. If you type in 4-chord progression, you can find a lot of them, but this will give you an idea. So this is 1, 5, 6, 4. My life is brilliant, my love is pure. I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. You make me feel like I'm living a teenage dream. Or forever young, I wanna be forever young. Or just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Or, well, you dumped on me and I thought that I melted. I tried to be chill, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right to the ground and I'm trying to get back. Or, and can you feel the love tonight? Or, and I can live with or without you. Okay, so those are just a few examples, but they are all played to the same chord progression. Your 1 to your 5 to your 6 minor to your 4. Those are using 4 chords, and you can play a lot of different songs in pop music. Let's take those same 4 chords and switch them up a bit. You're only still using the 1, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, and the 6 minor, but we're just gonna switch up the order. So let's say we're still in the key of D, but we'll start with the 6 minor this time. So that's your B minor. Then we'll go to the 4 chord, which is your G. Then we'll go to the 1 chord, which is your D. And we'll go to the 5 chord, which is your A. Again, using the same chords, but we just changed up the order a little bit. Do any of these sound familiar? It's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. Or poker face, poker face. Poker face, my poker face. Or I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, I'm more than some pretty face beside a train. It's not easy to be me. All right, so those are just a few examples of how you can take 4 chords and almost play any song. You rearrange the order a little bit. Sometimes it's your 1, 5, 6 minor 4. Sometimes it's a 6 minor 4, 1, 5 progression. Or sometimes you could even do 1, 6, 4, 5, or 1, 4, 5, 4. The arrangement or the order of the chords sometimes change, but generally you're going to use the 1, the 4, the 5, and the 6 minor. So common chord progressions. I hope you guys learned a little bit today about how really easy it is to play so many songs. You just need to learn a handful of chords, and it's all right at your fingertips. I'm Lindsay L. Make sure to subscribe and follow Marty Music's channel, as well as check out my channel. Details are below. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Big shout out and thank you to Lindsay L. Once again, you can check her out in the link in the description. If you guys have any comments or anything else you'd like to see from me or from Lindsay for that matter, let me know in the comments below. Hope to see you guys again real soon. See you later.